We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. These guys hold their own, 6-2 over their last 8. Across from him on the Bucs sideline, Todd Bowles. His guys ready to show out in front of the home fans as they try to send them home happy at the end of this one. Is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, the Oklahoma Sooner, Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively, because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also, when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
Got his man. It's Williams. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that.
I'm so sweet to that. That was a pick.
That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
And a first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. 2nd and 5. Mayfield off the play fake. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage on that play by A.J. Terrell. You talk about this Falcon defense. And they're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this.
Oh, my gosh. You could have backed the ball down.
But the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback, that doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it'd easily move into the top 5.
Mayfield down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 2nd and 1 now from the 21.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Quick throw, and Mayfield completes it. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good pick up there of 20 yards. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Irving. Signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll run again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Mayfield looks to throw. And he throws it in. Buccaneer touchdown. Savion Williams, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there was also plenty of room to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 17 carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown. And shedding the tackle, and now some room.
That's what I'm talking about,
He's going to wind up getting this all the way down to the Buccaneers' 29-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that.
You're on this page.
Got his ability to break through and gain that yardage.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Antoine Winfield up from the secondary with the tackle. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Taylor. Here's a screen for Robinson. He is going to lose yardage here. There go is a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Taylor. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. From 3 yards out. And the Falcons are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
2nd quarter now, Falcon football. As they've got it as we resume action. Each team's had it, each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he returns this to the 22. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partners, a former defensive back.
Thank you.
Watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. To throw, Mayfield. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away.
Oh, good stop.
And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Here's Mayfield. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Oh!
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. He got 29 yards that time.
To number 7, Bucky Irving.
Baker going to give it to Irving.
That is, oh, what's the flag on? Holding? Blocking your back.
Penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on.
Stop, please, stop.
Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Brings up 2nd down at the 50-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. Looking for a place, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. The Bucs on 3rd down.
It's all
A
we
perfect
need is
3
just
for 3
move.
as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. There goes a deep ball, end zone.
Yes! Thank you.
Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. The Falcons offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFL.
Oh, my God!
It's loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
Remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps?
Bro, we've been fumbling the ball here.
Visiting teams, and we always see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. A short game.
Hey, y'all can't make this fumble for the quarterback.
Good job there keeping him to a short gain.
God,
Really terrific performance. Reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in what you're the reigning defensive player of the week. You must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Bucs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Who only Devon got on the gear?
Throwing, Mayfield. Caught here by Bell.
This is like unacceptable.
It's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half.
Yeah.
All knotted up. It's
They should got a round down on time in this game.
4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Mayfield with it once more. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. The 6 yards on the pick, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
Complete to Savion Williams. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Now Mayfield running left on the option. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he's got it.
Oh, my God.
His 1st touchdown on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the
This is
line.
not the play I thought I called. Oh, Jesus.
Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly
I'm awesome to say, please don't fumble the ball.
And at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, push the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
There you go. There you go. Go down. Go down.
Down, it looks like right at the 40. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Taylor. Over the middle, caught by London. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Bucs 32-yard.
Here's Taylor to throw. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 22 yards on the catch and run. A 1st down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now it's Taylor.
There we go.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Falcons have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Extra point splits the uprights. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kicks away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Mayfield. They'll get this
There
to
you
go.
go. Good stuff.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime.
Stop.
For the 3rd quarter.
Don't do that.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And it's a pretty good return.
Keep down from this. Go get in the bathroom.
So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. Well, the 1st half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the 3rd quarter, curious to see what the 2nd half brings us.
Oh, my God!
And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. So this game tied at the Half, and if you wonder who can come up with the first big play of this third quarter, we have our answer.
Well, in basketball, you know how they tell you
Jesus,
to have
man.
defensively? I think the same thing applies here. Nice job there prying the ball free. And now the guys have a chance to take the lead if they can put something together. The beauty of doing it in football, you don't get called for a foul if you hit their arms.
From the 24 now.
Selling the pain, man. Jesus, man. What you doing?
Play fake. Mayfield. And this one complete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Incomplete. Brings up third and 5.
Mayfield to throw it. And he holds it in.
Oh, my God, yo. He moved the game.
Savion Williams with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bucs are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Don't fumble, man.
Leading the offense out for another drive. Now, this has been a game of contrast somewhat, as you see. He's had success moving the ball on the ground. That fumble on the last drive, though, that's now 2 that he's lost in this game.
And that's where it really hurts. It makes things difficult on a coach because you mentioned the success he's having. Yet if he keeps turning it over, it negates all of that success. Take care of the football, and he's headed for a big game.
To throw is Taylor.
Please somebody caught that. Thank you. Thank you, Pitts.
And Pitts is going to pick up a Falcons first down as he'll get this up to midfield.
And the Falcons first down.
Robinson up the middle. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now Taylor to throw. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Thank you, Zay. Thank you, Zay.
Inside the 40. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Let's go now. Let's go.
James.
Yards
on the play, 2nd down. These two teams, they met in Atlanta earlier in the year with the Falcons winning that game. So if they can win here in Tampa, they'd be able to claim the season sweep. Now Taylor. That's complete to Mooney.
I ain't even gonna take that chance,
First he
man.
gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the first and goal.
They go play action with Taylor. On the RPO,
Oh,
keep it
I
inside.
see that.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. That's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case,
Third down.
brought the heat.
Jarnell moving from 6 yards away. And the Falcons are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 21.
Yeah, if he's got one something with the ball, we'd have been up.
Pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And finishing
2 fumbles might cost us this game, man.
Touchdown reception. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And Tampa Bay drops out there now. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half.
Ran after this, man. We don't come back.
Mayfield now. And he's got his man.
Thank you.
Complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 29-yard line.
In motion, there goes Bell. Now Mayfield.
Oh, my God.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Yards on the play.
No, we gotta stop.
Mayfield looks to throw.
Push that man.
Taken in by Otten. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 46.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A run up the middle with Irving. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. Second down at 6 now from the 42.
It's now second and 6 at the 42-yard line.
He'll look to throw.
Why was he like,
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's another Buccaneers first down.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, that nearly their first pick of the game. It falls down to the ground, incomplete. Third quarter, all tied up. This is second and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield.
Tackle him, thank you.
Inside Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a third and 3.
Just need one stop right here.
Here in week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. They'd love to get a little closer if they need to kick the field goal on 4th down. From this spot, it's 46 yards. It's taken in. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons 16.
And the first down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Will go down as a gain of 6. And it's second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4 at the Falcons 10-yard line.
Here's Mayfield. That's complete right around the 8.
Come on, one stop.
They'll get nothing out of that play. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
180.
In motion, there goes Bell. To throw, Mayfield.
Yes!
End zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Patterson's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the fourth quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you're talking about coming in cold. I don't care how
Come
many
on.
times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive.
Go down, go down, go down.
Get it across the 35. It'll be second down. Taylor will throw. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he'll take this to the other
Come
side
on.
of midfield before going out of bounds.
Let's go now.
On first and 10, it's Robinson.
Oh,
That's
that's
one of the few times here today.
Let me see that replay. I need to see something real quick. I should have cut back to the middle of the field.
Run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 49-yard line.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
Let's go! Let's go, Darnell Mooney! Let's go! Let's go! That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about!
Darnell Mooney with his second TD of the
Let me go ahead and give you an extension after this game.
The Falcons have taken a fourth quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game.
We gotta play defense, y'all. 4 minutes of football left. They gotta score a touchdown again.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So out come the Bucs now. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown. Their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
There we go.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7 at the 23-yard line.
Excuse me.
Now second and 7 from the 23.
180.
Throwing, Mayfield. Now he's going to step up and run.
Oh my God! Holy fumble! Yes! Yes! Yes!
And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about
Yes.
it this way. Running backs,
Yes.
as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Here's second and 10.
Come on. Hey.
Again, it's Robinson.
You got, come on!
An even 100
Pick up
yards
the
rushing
pace.
for him in this
Do
one
that.
as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Robinson will try.
Oh my gosh! You can't even.
Defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
It's fourth down.
Ready?
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Taylor.
There you go, Pitts.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
There you go.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go, baby.
Hand off now to Robinson.
Feet just go down. Go down.
At the 9.
I don't need you to do all of that stuff, man. You do too much.
Here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Taylor.
Yes!
Touchdown! Kyle Pitts, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights.
Come on.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception.
We were so close to it. I didn't even get a chance to try to make it to the
It's
game.
the 20 to the 22.
I would have read it out of bounds just to
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this
Can't make no
possession.
mistakes. They score, we have to get that ball back on our own side, too. We got no timeouts.
Really tough spot there about dropping the ball on the ground, but an easy way to make it up to him. Get out there now.
There we go. There we go.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and
Why is he all the way over there?
Mayfield. That is incomplete.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
Mayfield to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run.
Tackle that man.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Here we go. This is 4th down.
One stop. This is all we need.
Desperation time.
Stop
Mayfield on
the
4th down. Now a desperation throw. Deep
Yes!
and
Yes!
it's incomplete. They can
Yes!
convert, and they turn it over.
All right, well, you get your stuff together.
With such little time remaining, and the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
Yes!
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I was going to try to kick a field goal.
Stop telling me you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did.